Take it easy over there, Tino.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Look into my world. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find.
This guy's good, huh? Woo!
Ask and you will be given love's peace of mind. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
All right, everybody, Songfather here. How are you today? Today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. Tino says hello if you can hear him. And today was a bit of a surprise weather-wise. They were saying, hey, that rhymes. I'm a poet and I don't know it. My shoes show it. They're long, fellows. That's old. But they were saying the rain showers will be coming in, mostly cloudy, but got some nice sun in there. Me and Lucky hung out in the backyard for a little while. Not bad. Now I think it's starting to come. With the CRPS that I have, changes in the weather affected greatly, and my hands and feet are pretty well swollen. So, we got some storms coming. That's good. I like storms. I like it. So, sorry about yesterday, everybody. I was running around like crazy, and by the time I got back into here and trying to set everything up, it was just like, forget it, So I apologize. And I'm trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. But you were all so wonderful and so forgiving, and it was nice. So I think I'm just going to cut it off now and we can. So anyway, so I appreciate it. Thank you for yesterday, for understanding. It happens, and probably 90% of you said, don't worry about it. Take care of yourself. Wow, you don't hear that too much anymore in this world. But, I don't know, maybe if you were paying like $10 a show to see it, maybe it would be different. And then you'd want to kill me. But I'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again. And then if we get enough of these done, then if something happens, it could be, we're going to watch the best of the Songfather show, like they do on TV or something, a rerun or whatever. Who cares? So anyway, before we get started with a couple of tunes, I have to get one or two things off my chest. And the first one is very simple. If you see a post that says so-and-so has passed away, be it, an actor, a celebrity, somebody in music, somebody in politics, whatever, somebody that is noteworthy enough to make it to the social media and the news of their passing, let's check it out first before we go and repost it and share it with everybody. We're into the third week now of Henry Winkler, the Fonz, being dead, which he's not. We're into the fifth or sixth year of Betty White being dead, which she's not. Just type it in. The computer is not just for music and porn, I just heard that somewhere. But no, just type the name in, go to Wikipedia, and then it'll say, and common sense wise, if it's not on the news and it's somebody that is noteworthy, and it's not on the news, chances are it's not true. But what you also need to realize is that there are idiots out there, and I'm cleaning up my mouth for them, these scums of the earth, that will send these things out with viruses attached to them, hacking viruses. Not that it's going to destroy your computer, but it will get a hold of your address book. Okay? And then once you take it and you resend it out, guess what? It sends it out to everybody in your address book. And before you know it, you don't even know that you're sending it out. And then it's a big pain in the ass. Then you got to, you got to find a way to delete it. You got to change your password. It's not worth it. So, you don't need to be, the quickest reporter on Facebook to report the deaths of somebody. Check it out first, so then you don't have to hear from people like me, number one. Like, I forget who it was the other day, and so-and-so died. Yeah, okay, that was in 2009. Oh, so-and-so died. Yeah, okay, that was in 1994. What's going to be next? Abraham Lincoln was shot in the theater? I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. So, it's a pet peeve. I had to get it off my chest. And Sunday night, up here in the island of Long, we had, not for a long time, but we had some pretty strong thunderstorms come through here. And there was a guy in Northport that decided he wanted to go get a closer look and watch it because, to be honest with you, it was some show. And he was on his porch and he was trying to catch the lightning and maybe take a picture, I don't know. But he got hit by lightning and got knocked 25 feet in the air and boom. His family picked him up, rushed him to the hospital, and, thank God he's okay. And, so the first thing he did, though, when he left the hospital, after he got cleared by the doctors and everything else, he went right to 7-Eleven and he bought lottery tickets. That's my kind of guy right there. He's saying, hey, you see how lucky I am? I got hit by lightning and I'm still here. I'm going to go play the lotto. So I don't know if he won yet. It wasn't in the news. But maybe somebody will post it. Mm-hmm. But so anyway, thank God that he's good. I'll get this out of the way because it's disgusting and heinous, but there's like a very minute happy ending to this thing. That piece of shit that took that 9, 10-year-old kid, whatever he was, and threw him off the balcony in the mall, got sentenced to 19 years in prison. So, I can only hope and pray that every day they put him on the 3rd tier or whatever prison he's going to, and every day he gets thrown off that thing. The kid, thank God he's doing well. No brain damage, no water on the brain, no concussion, and it looks like he's going to make 100% recovery, except for, probably be scared to go to malls, and because the guy said when they, whoever was interviewing him, not for the news, but the police, what did you do this for? What would make you do something like that? The poor kid is there shopping with his mother. She turns to look at something in the window. He picks the kid up and just throws him over the side. And here was his answer, this piece of shit. He said, well, I got up that morning and I just felt like I wanted to kill somebody. I just wanted to see what it felt like. And I saw that kid, so I just took him and threw him over the side. That's it. Nothing. No remorse. No, I was high on drugs. And nothing. Just, that's what he felt like doing that day. So I hope there's a lot of people where he's going that feel like doing some things. So anyway, that's a little bit of the news. The good news is he's got the 19 years in jail, prison, and the other good news is that the kid, I forget how old he was. I don't even think he was 10. I think he was 5. Is doing good. So I think that's a wonderful thing. And so. All right, so we got a couple other things that we're going to go over. Oh, here it is. Let me scratch this off. We talked about this piece of shit I wrote here. Excuse my language. All right, let me get this out of the way. I'm sorry, but I just saw it and my blood started to boil again. The New York Yankees are in Toronto. They leave 12 men on base during the course of the game. All right, they had first and second, nobody out. At one point, they had bases loaded. Another inning, bases loaded, 1 out. First and third, 1 out. I mean, you had many, many scoring opportunities. And every schmuck that's going to that plate, except for Brett Gardner, is trying to hit the home run. When you got runners in that kind of position, right, you don't do that. It's just common baseball, Don't go back to that old day of the Yankees. That's when, 2 years ago, that's what they were doing. Everybody was swinging for the fences. That's not baseball. You get a nice pitch you can launch out of there like Frazier did, go for it. But otherwise, look for the single to knock the guy in from third. Look for a double maybe down the line you can score 2. And before you know, you can have a big inning. So you have bases. I don't think they were loaded. I don't hold me to it, but I think they were. And they took the pitcher out, and the relief guy comes in. Now you got a brand new relief pitcher coming in. No outs, okay? Bases are loaded. You got a chance to bust this inning wide open and take the game, and it's yours. And he gets the next 3 guys out, all swinging, screwing themselves into the dirt. Whew, man, please don't tell me you took us this far to start going backwards, and then, come September, we're all up on the roots, The root, get it? Up on the root? No, all right. So anyway, I needed to get that off because that really ticked me off. So, and we'll get to this 1 or 2 other things later. But I'm going to start off every show, I don't know if I said it the last time, but playing that Welcome to My World. I love that song, number one. Dino had a very big hit with it too, but nobody does it like the King, And I just think it's first of all, it's a nice thing to say to somebody, and it's a nice thing to hear from somebody, in love, in relationships. Welcome to my world. I built this whole world for you. It's you in mind. This is it. Nobody else. Here's my arms open wide. Come on in. Wow, very nice. And that's kind of like what I'm saying here with everybody out there. You guys have been guys and girls, but I like to say guys. I don't know the way you. It's a city thing. Hey guys. But I've been so gracious and complimentary to me, and you like the way I talk. I love when people saying, down to earth. I got a couple of friends across the pond, as they say, and they tell all their friends about these. He's not full of crap like most of those. I don't mean Americans, but most of the people in business, show business, and I never realized that. I guess this is kind of like show business. I don't know. But he's a real man. He's a real person. He's down to earth. He's a real human. He cares. He's got a big heart, and and he's got a good sense of humor, and he sings good. And wow, really nice. And it makes me think that okay, I think we're doing something good here. Who knows where it's going to go? So, Welcome to My World, I think, is the perfect way to start it off every day. And while I get the paperwork ready, you get to listen to that song, and I'm welcoming you into my world. So thank you for doing it, and thank you for coming in. So this first song by Mr. Dino Crocetti is his theme song. I know a lot of performers don't like to say they have a theme song, but you can't help it, Bob Hope was Thanks for the Memories, and his it was Everybody Loves Somebody, because it was a massive hit for him. And when he had his TV show, that was the theme song I played in the background when the credits rolled, everything else. So, it's just I think it's a point in somebody's relationship where the guy or the girl is like, oh man, when am I going to find that one? We've all gone through it. When am I going to find the right one? And this song is saying, something in your kiss just told me you're the one. And then a little later on in the song, something in my heart keeps saying, this is the place I'm supposed to be, is with you. So I think I found that somebody. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Sing along, won't you? But don't tell your mama. It's a Rat Pack thing. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. If I had you in my shower, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charm. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I found in your arms. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dream was overdue, Your love made it well worth waiting for someone like you. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charm. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I found in your arms. Oh, everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dream was overdue, your love made it well worth waiting for someone like you. What a song! I always got to put that part in there that he sang it a couple of times on his show, but he always sang it when he was on stage instead of "If I Had It in My Power." I mean, if I had you in my shower, and then all the girls would take their clothes off, and when I do it, Tino throws a couple of feathers my way. That's about all I get out of him, but it's okay. We're happy with it that way. But yeah, Dino Crochet, the great guy from Steubenville, Ohio. You know, a boxer before he became an entertainer, and he just loved entertaining. He had a sponge for a mind. He'd read a script once, and that's it. Never went to rehearsals. I know what I got to do. Leave me alone. And that's what made him so, I think, lovable to everybody out there, that he wasn't polished. You know, he wasn't perfect. And that's what you want to see, I believe. Anyway, I know I did. I liked it when he screwed up and laughed about it. And, that's why I've always been a big fan of those outtake shows, Home Improvement is the best. The shows, now that it's on every day, so if you watch it every day, I really got a couple of things I like to sit down and talk to her about because, my God, she just beats this guy up every day. And he ends up apologizing even for things he didn't do. But the outtakes at the end are hysterical. And, even I don't think it was the Smokey and the Bandit outtakes. It was the other ones when they were racing across the country. But that was like a good full 10 minutes at the end while the credits were rolling of all the mistakes that were made. And I think, it's good to show the human side. And he was certainly human, So, all right. So let me get one other thing I want to I don't understand it. We don't have an answer for it. I just have to throw out a big why. D.L. Hughley, whatever the frig his last name is driving his $3 million car in Manhattan. $3 million car in Manhattan. And I think it was some lady hit, he was pulling out and she was pulling in or whatever. And so they had a little fender bender, but on a car like that, it could be $10,000-$20,000 to get it repaired. What the hell do you need to show off that you have a $3 million car for in Manhattan? You take your life into your hands walking in Manhattan. Don't let them fool you with these 25-mile-an-hour signs. There's nobody following it. The only thing that's keeping traffic in any kind of control in Manhattan is these Uber drivers. Because, I don't know how many out there do any kind of commuting or go into the city. For those that don't know, the city is Manhattan. But watch the cars as you're getting closer, whether you're taking the tunnel, you're going over the bridge or whatever. Start looking at the plates, and you start seeing TC, TC, TC. Not yellow, and not Top Cat. Not yellow cabs. These are the Uber cabs. These are the Lyft cabs. And they have just taken over the volume of vehicles coming into the city. And, I think somehow it's got to be monitored a little bit more than that. People are paying, I think the last time that I had heard it was well over $100,000 to get their medallion to drive the gold cab and not for the Uber guys. And you're really taking food and future and savings and everything else out of these the people that drive the yellow cabs out of their pocket and food off their table. It's nice to help out and it's a nice idea, and especially if you get out of New York. But that you just call up and then you could check it out. But now there's a lot of things happening on the news the other day. I think I mentioned it on Monday. I think it was a Lyft. It wasn't Uber. It was a Lyft driver. Guy's driving along, Bobby, everything's paid, so it's not like, you're arguing over money or whatever. And then for some unknown reason, the schmuck in the back seat takes off his shirt and then starts punching the living daylights out of the driver while he's driving. And then finally the guy pulls over, and then the guy jumps out of the car and ended up getting arrested. But still, I mean, wow. And then I think it's close to 10 now over the past month throughout the country, but mostly on the East Coast. What else is new? Where, and I'm not saying it should be condoned and applauded, but it's kind of an evil genius on their part, where the Uber drivers were picking people up, taking them to the airport, getting a nice tip from them, helping them with their bags, and then going back to the house and robbing it and taking everything out of the house because they know the people on vacation. So, wow, think about that. But, no applause, but that is kind of evil genius. But why Mr. Hoogly, Hugly, Heegly, whatever his name is, would take a $3 million car and try to go through the traffic of Manhattan, I don't know. I got to shake my head sometimes. So, all right, next song here. That I don't believe this song could be written today. I don't think it could be played today, and I don't think it would be met with the same love and passion that it was when it first came out by Mr. Francis Albert Sinatra, and it's called "Lady Is a Tramp," and I just could hear it today. What? What did you say? You're singing a song calling ladies tramps? They'd be marching up and down the streets in their high heels and whatever. But for those who don't understand, it was a term of endearment back then. It wasn't aimed only at women. It was aimed at anybody that didn't follow the establishment. Like the little tramp that jumps on, like the hobo, he jumps on the empty train and goes down the tracks. He don't live anywhere. He doesn't stay anywhere too long. He's a vagabond. He's a carpetbagger, whatever. And that's what this song was about. The guy loves this girl because she doesn't have to wait till 8 o'clock to have dinner. She'll have dinner when she's hungry, And she doesn't like, getting all dolled up and putting on furs and everything else, and then go up to Harlem in a limousine or in a Lincoln and watch them, throw dice. It's not her style. Back then, there were a lot of women that liked to do that. It doesn't want to go to California. It's cold. It's damp. She hates that, in the song. I don't want to go there because back then it was Tinseltown. Go there, Rodeo Drive. Get out there. Get to L.A. Get discovered. Movie stars are out there. Palm Springs. Oh, let's go. Let's go. No, she don't want to do that. And anybody that wants to go to California now, there's really got to be something wrong with you. I don't know if you've been seeing it or watching it on the news. You could certainly look it up on the computer. There's garbage, tons of garbage, tents, people, laying out on the street, taking off their pants and taking craps on the sidewalk and peeing up against buildings. And, oh my God almighty, at what point, if you're the mayor or the governor of any of these, Los Angeles, San Francisco, or even the top of the whole state of California, where's the midpoint where you go, it's getting a little out of control. I think we should step in and do something about that. Let's clean it up. How does it get to where it is now? And nobody's really getting excited about it either. Yeah, did you see that? Yeah. We'll walk on the other side of the street, whatever. But it is, wow. I mean, disgusting. And I'm not even kidding about it's legal to take a poop. Take a crap, push a loaf on the sidewalk. I mean, you got to be kidding me. How is that legal? I don't understand it. How is that not a health hazard? Whatever. But anyway, so in the song, she's that. I do my own thing. I don't wait till 8 o'clock. I know it's supposed to be, it's fashion to be late to arrive at the theater. And no. The play starts at 7. I'm sitting my ass down at 6:30. Get a little drink and I'm going to relax before it starts. Oh, how gauche! Get out of here. That's what real people do. And that's what that meant. It didn't mean anything to do with her sexual nature or her sexual activity. It had nothing to do with that. So now that we understand that, let's enjoy the song, The Lady Is a Tramp. It's a good song. Listen to the words. She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. She loves the theater, but never comes late. she'd never bother with people she'd hate. That is why the lady is a tramp. Doesn't like dice games with barons or earls. Won't go to Harlem in ermine and pearls. Won't dish the dirt like the rest of them girls. That is why the lady is a tramp. She likes the free, fresh wind in her hair, a life without care. If she's broke, it's oak, it's California, it's cold and it's damp. Well, that's why the lady is a tramp. Oh, here we go now. She gets much too hungry to wait for dinner at 8. She adores the theater, but she'll never come late. And she would never bother with anyone she might hate. That is why the lady is a tramp. Doesn't like crap games with sharpies or frauds. Won't go up to Harlem in Lincolns and Fords. And she won't dish the dirt like the rest of those broads. That is why my lady is a tramp. She likes the free, fresh, cool wind in her hair, a life without care. If she's broke, it's oak, hey, it's California, it's too cold and it's damp. That is why the lady, that's why the lady, that's why the lady is a tramp. And I mean that in the most nicest way possible. Yeah. All right, you get it? You understand now? Is it all cleared up? Is everybody good? Is everybody happy out there? Okay. So let's get to my next pet peeve. 2009 into 2010 is when I first went on Facebook. I had no interest before that. I thought it was for, school kids and cheaters, basically. And not much has changed, no. And, but I had written a book called The Butterfly and the Dinosaur, and a lot of people were telling me, go on Facebook, and by word of mouth, on there, you could reach, hundreds, if not thousands all at once. Boom, boom, boom. But how do you do that? Oh, you get friends and this and that. You see somebody and then you build up your community, whatever. Okay. So I went on and I did it. And I think I was on maybe 2-3 days. And there was a girl that I'd known since my teens, and her husband. They were high school sweethearts, and I'd since gotten married and everything. But, you lose touch with people. That's one of the great things I think about this social media is that, you get to reconnect with a lot of people that you might have lost, contact with. And then, of course, sometimes you reconnect with people that you lost contact with on purpose. But what are you going to do? So anyway, you go through the usual back and forth. How are you? Good. Where do you live? How many kids do you have? This and that. Where do you work? Blah, blah, blah. And so then I asked, it doesn't matter what his name is, how her husband was doing. And she's like, well, he's really not too good lately. Not health-wise, just mentally. He's in a bit of a depression. He left his company, and now he's looking to start his own company up, and he doesn't know if he should do it alone. He's got a couple of people that want to go partners with him. He doesn't know what to do. He's worried about the bills. He feels like a failure, and and that was never this guy. This guy was always, straight up, straight kind of guy, and was on the ball, always thinking ahead. And so she goes, if you could call him, you're one of the few people that could make him laugh when he really doesn't feel like it. It's always been that way. So I said, well, I thank you. I appreciate that. But you know what? I'm going to put a message up tomorrow because I never thought for the day then. And it'll be like it's up there for everybody, but me and you will know that it's for him. So just get him to the computer and just tell him, look, hey, I found Sonny Grasso, and take it from there. So that's what she did the next day. And yeah, look, hey, honey, I remember I told you I found Sonny on Facebook. Look, and oh, yeah, big smile on his face. There he is. There's that face. Blah, 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 blah. And then he's reading. He goes, what is that? And she goes, I don't know. He puts up a message every day for people to help him out, help people out. Oh, yeah, he was always trying to help people. And then he reads the thing and he goes, wow, that's pretty intense. And then he walks away. So she figures out, I guess it didn't take. He comes back to her like a half hour, 45 minutes later and says, can you, show me that thing again that Sonny did? She goes, yeah. So she brings it up. He says, can you print it? She, yeah. So she prints it and he cuts it out and folds it, puts it in his wallet. And as the story goes, he kept it with him. And, as he was getting back into the swing of things, and if things started to go a little backwards, or he would take that out and read it. I was like, wow, that made me feel great, And so she goes, what made you do that? I said, it was just a thought that I have. I see so much, good things, of course, happening too on the social media. But, I see so much pain and heartache and loss. And, there's lost people out there. And I think they were more gravitated to this than the kids that originally put this whole, program together so they could get laid. That's really the only reason they developed Facebook. It was the only way they could get the girls in college to talk to them because they were, the nerds or whatever they called them. But so I said, I just put a thought up there every day. And boom, that's where the name came from. So here's my thought for the day. So you're talking, let's give me 340 a year, okay, out of 365 days, because sometimes, especially in the beginning, I used to miss, fall asleep, not get it in time. And or sometimes I'll just copy one, from years ago that might apply to something that's happening that I've seen happening. So let's say 340 times 10, 3,400 thoughts for the day. Okay, a lot of compliments. I'm not doing this to pat myself on the back. I've got a lot of compliments. I got a lot of letters mailed to my house, emails, inboxes. How I've helped people save their marriage. How I help them see themselves better, find God again, stop, suicidal thoughts. It's just amazing how it worked. This gift from God that I was able to send out literally across the world, thanks to Facebook. So, say what you want, but I have friends in here. They're Facebook friends, but they're still friends. The way we interact. From Italy, from Ireland, from England, Australia. California, and then of course, like I said, all across the country. I got a couple of friends in Hawaii. It's if you really sit down and think about it, it's mind-boggling that none of us ever would have met these people, and maybe even though we didn't meet them physically yet, or maybe never will, it's somebody that knows us, and that's getting up in Italy, with the time difference, whatever it is, they're getting up while we're going to sleep. But let me jump on quick. I get messages. Look, I know that you're going to bed when it's 10 o'clock at night, but I'm just getting my day going. I got to run in and see, get your thought for the day before I start my day. I'm like, wow, it's very cool. So the pet peeve was, after I just sprained my shoulder, patting myself on the back, is I'm starting to see all over the place thought for the day. Why? I know it shouldn't bother me. I know that. I know it even sounds petty. But it bothers me. And then I think it bothers me because it bothers me. But why can't you call it? Here's. Oh my God! I thought we were under attack. What was I thinking? Or this is what I was thinking. Or Joey's brain, whoever it is. But why do you got to call it thought for the day when I've been doing it for 10 years? And some of these people, they haven't had a thought in the last 20 years. But I know. It just bothers me, and I had to get it out there. So if you see somebody using thought for the day, send them a little message. Come on, that's Sonny's thing. Change your name and then block them. But so I just had to get it out of there. It just bothers the hell out of me. So, all right, so let's go. Let's recap quickly, shall we? All right. We started with the Welcome to My World. Perfect thing. Come in. I built this world for you. My arms are open. Stay with me for the rest of your life. Perfect. Everybody loves somebody. Sometime, finally, my time is here. Your kiss told me it's here. My heart's telling me this is where I belong with you for the rest of our lives. Bam. Hey, lady is a tramp. She is perfect. I love her. I respect her for what she is. She doesn't follow the crowd. If everybody's wearing red, she's going to wear green, she doesn't. She does her own thing. She lives her own life. That's great. Wow, it's all good stuff, right? Relationships, and then you get to Neil Diamond's song here, which I think is one of the most beautiful, touching songs. Honest song about your heart, and he's in this song. And again, I keep saying it, but it could be a girl calling a guy. But he's calling this girl up in the middle of the night. And, obviously they were together. It doesn't say it. It doesn't matter what has separated them, or for how long they've been separated. It doesn't say it in the song. And again, it doesn't matter. But he's saying, look, I know I'm sorry. I know it's late, but I just had to let you know I miss you. I think about you every night. Wow, and maybe there's a chance, I just needed to hear it. I just needed to hear a hello from you. Long before Adele, long before Lionel. Two great songs, don't get me wrong. But this one by Neil Diamond, who I think was still touring this day. Very underrated composer, singer, songwriter, from Brooklyn, New York. That's his only shortcoming. Brooklyn's great, but if he was from the Bronx, it would be a lot better. Oh, boy, I'm going to hear from that. I'm a Bronx boy. What do you want? Come on. It's almost the same thing. It's my version is shorter. It's only 5 letters, But he, and the way he came up, and, his father wanted him to, his father was a rabbi, and his father wanted him to be a cantor and sing with them. And he did it. And he was good. And, cantors are very, very highly respected people in the Jewish community. And, you got to have the right voice to do it. You got to move these people. And I'm not talking with your hands, you got to move them in their heart and their soul. And he was very good, but he wanted to get out there and do these songs. And, it caused a lot of havoc between him and his father. And, even as he was becoming famous, but, they patched it up. Think about it. It's almost kind of like the Freddie Mercury movie, if you think about it, between him and his father. But so anyway, this is Hello Again, and he's calling her up and saying, listen, I just want you to know something. I love you. Right? And even the beginning of the song, it's like dreamy, like you're in a dream state before that freaking phone wakes you up and you're in a... But I love it. Love it! Hello again, hello. Just called to say hello. I couldn't sleep at all tonight, and I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night when I'm here alone and you're there at home. Hello. Maybe it's been crazy, and maybe I'm to blame, but I put my heart above my head. We've been through it all, and you love me just the same. And when you're not there, I just need to hear, hello, my friend, hello. It's good to need you so. It's good to love you like I do, and to feel this way when I hear you say hello. Huh? Goosebumps. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night, and I know it's late. I couldn't wait. Hello. Hello. Man, is that some song? Huh? You know, like I said, Adele, Lionel Richie's, that was good. It was nice, but nothing like that one. That's just like getting you, it's the middle of the night. You don't know, you don't know if she's, doing the same thing. Is she thinking about him? Is she waiting for him to call? Because especially today, more and more people, the walls are up and the guns are behind it and snipers are up in the trees and nobody's getting my heart no more. That's it. I ain't chasing nobody no more. They want me, they're going to have to come find me. They're going to have to come break my walls down. That's when I know I'm worth it. Come on, stop. Make the call. Make it. Say it. If it works, great. That's wonderful. But if it doesn't, at least you tried. At least you put it out there. There's no guessing. There's no, you run into somebody. I ran into somebody once at a function, and she told me 35 or 37 years ago, she had a major crush on me. Major crush. And she used to go home and cry because I never asked her out. I didn't know, I had no clue. It was probably a little longer than 37 years ago, but I had no clue, and this chick was, she was out and going and always bouncing all over the place, never, paid me any mind except like I was, a big brother or something, but, you're going to tell me this 40 years later? Come on. So I'm going to call her tonight at 2:30 in the morning and say, hello. She's going to hang up the phone and call the police. So like, wait. We got 2 songs to do, and I had one more pet peeve. And it's not even a pet peeve. Lately on the news, it's almost every day now, somebody is being killed, murdered. Most of the time, it's a man against a woman. She served him divorce papers. Oh, really? You're divorcing me? Kills her, kills the kids, kills the neighbors, the mailman. It's out of control. And it happens more often, than we know. Or we only know from what we see in the news, or if we're directly involved with it with family or friends. But it's an epidemic, and something needs to really be done about it. Handing out an order of protection is a great idea. Okay, you just beat the shit out of your wife, or you threatened her with a knife, or whatever it is. Okay, here's the deal. Now you're gonna go to jail for a couple of months. When you get out, you have to stay 500 feet away. You can't call her, you can't email her, you can't text her, you can't mail anything to her, you can't have anybody drop off any notes or anything like that. If you do, you're in violation. It does nothing, and in some cases, it puts the victim in a false sense of security. Like, I got this now. Hey, you get away. says you can't do this. Come on, you know. And most of the time, it's too late. Well, what do we do what do I do if he shows up? Call 911 immediately. It's too late. You know, knock on wood. Maybe it's not 100% of the time, but it is more often than you think. By the time you call, where are you? What's the address? Who's the guy? What's the matter? I have a temporary protection. Do you know the... Stop. The guy's in the house. You kicked the door and he came in through a window, whatever. You know, or he spotted you in a mall, or he's trying to run you off the road. So here's what it's not even a pet peeve. It's a thought that I had. And, you know, you can certainly, obviously, by today's technology, things they do with laptops and computers and everything else. I mean, for Christ's sake, in war, they can send a missile 2,000 miles across a land that makes a right turn and a left turn, goes through the bathroom window and blows up the toilet. They can do this. If the system, if the judge, if the district attorneys, the powers to be, the lawmakers feel that it is serious enough to issue this piece of paper telling him he can't do all these things, and because they fear that there is a very good possibility that this could end up very tragic, right? That's why they send out this paper, right? To try to give some kind of protection. Okay. If you feel it's that necessary to write this order of protection, why not chip the guy or the girl, whoever it is? You know, put a chip in their hand, in their ear, up their ass. I really don't care where you put it. And then in the house and on the person, a thing like about that big. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it like that. That sends out a signal while his chip sends out a signal. And when those two circles meet, cross each other, the alarm goes right out to the police department. Order of protection being violated. Nearest car, get to 123 Smith Street. Boom. And I would bet you cut the tragedies in half just by simple technology. I know maybe I'm totally missing the boat, but I don't think so. And if anybody out there thinks that they agree or it's worthwhile or knows how to build one, let's get together and be millionaires. We can do it. But yeah, I mean, really, just think about what I'm saying, because the piece of paper does nothing. And 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, the man or the woman has already decided in their head. I mean, you have a cop 10 years on the job here in New York, has been indicted for trying to hire somebody to kill her ex-husband. Why? I don't know. But, but it is mostly men against the women. So, if it is that bad and it's that heinous and it's that inability to monitor the way it should be monitored, chip them. It's that easy. I think it's that easy. Putting chips in dogs, greatest thing ever. Don't forget, a couple of years ago, if you follow me on Facebook, I'm driving. It was pouring, raining out. It was the summer, thank God. And a cute little dog, he goes running out in front of my car and then just sits down. I'm like, whoa. So I get out of the car and comes right up to me, wagging her tail. And, I pulled over to the curb. I'm walking up and down the street in the rain holding this dog. And I had to be at the dentist. I'm like, nobody's coming out. Screw it. I got the blanket out of my trunk. Never mind why I got a blanket in the trunk. And put the dog in the back seat. I stopped and got him some treats and went to my dentist. He stayed in the car. Yes, I cracked the windows down, had the air conditioning on. And then came back home and I said, you know what, let me just, for the hell of it. And I went by a veterinarian and I said, look, I don't know if this dog has a chip, but I told him what happened. I found it, had a chip, called up the owner. The owner came down and got him. It was a happy ending to that story. Can this be a happy ending too? He's chipped, right? She's got the little transmitter. Boop, boop, beep, 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 beep. Uh-oh, boom. What are you doing? Oh, well, no, let's go. And then he goes back to prison. All right, anyway. So, you hear that? No. So, Tina, when did you learn to bark? So now we went through that whole thing and the hello again, calling in the middle of the morning, and they don't say, and that's the way he wrote it, whether they got back together or not. It doesn't say whether she hung up on him or if he got a wrong number. But he took the step. He wanted to say, listen, maybe I got too emotional. I put my heart above my head and whatever, blah, 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 But I miss you and I love you. Wow, that's great. And then you finally get to say this other song by Mr. Francis Albert Sinatra, For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Oh my God. Oh, that's a little loud. For once in my life, I got someone who needs me. Someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Someone warm like you could make my dreams come true. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have someone I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say this is mine. You can't take it. As long as I know I got love, I can make it. For once in my life, I got someone who needs me. Yeah! Here we go now. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say this is mine. You can't take it. As long as I know I've got love, I can make it. For once in my life, I got someone who needs me. Yeah. For once in my life, I got someone who needs me. Right? What a trip I'm taking you guys on today. What a trip of the heart. Very trippy. And I'm gonna make sure I'm done with my pet peeves. But boom, bop, bop, but bing, bing, bop, chip them, yeah, chip, $3 million car. Yep. Okay, good. So I enjoy myself sometimes. That didn't sound right, but that's none of your business. And so the last song by Mr. Eric Clapton, who I love. I was told once by a very drunk girl that I looked exactly like Eric Clapton. I was like, really? She was, yes, you do. Especially when you have your glasses on. I've always wanted to make love to Eric Clapton. So, how you doing? My name's Eric. And so it's a song called Wonderful Tonight. And, you know, I've always been like down the middle. I don't know. Is this just a beautiful love song that a man is, you know, saying about the woman that he loves? Or has this guy got an alcohol, drug abuse problem, and she's getting ready, and then they go to a party, and everybody's looking like, what the hell is she doing with that guy? She's got to drive home. She's got to get him into bed. He turns out the light and say, yeah, this was a great night. Thanks. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. There's another theory that the guy is got a very serious disease, and instead of just staying home and wasting away, they go through the whole thing, get up and get out and go out, and she helps him back to bed, and that's why he tells her at the end, you were wonderful tonight. So I like to stick with that one. I like that. Not that I want somebody to have a disease, but he's, in this song, he's paying homage to her. He's saying, thank you. You got me out. We went to a party, this and that. Thank you for taking care of me. You are wonderful, and I love you. I like it, because I'm a hopeless romantic. That's right. So, yeah, this is called Wonderful Tonight, and by Mr. Eric Clapton. Love the song. Love it. I do. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm playing the air guitar. Late in the evening, she's wondering what clothes to wear. She'll put on her makeup and brush her long blonde hair. And then she'll ask me, do I look alright? And I'll say yes, you look wonderful tonight. We'll go to a party and everyone turns to see this beautiful lady that's walking around with me. And then she'll ask me, do you feel alright? And I'll say, yeah, I feel wonderful tonight. I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes. And the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you, how much I love you. It's time to go home now. I've got an aching head, so I'll give her the car keys. She'll help me to bed, and then I'll tell her as I turn out the light, I'll say, my darling, you were wonderful tonight. Oh, my darling, you were wonderful tonight. I love you. What a song. Holy moly. Those are some good songs tonight. If you don't have a drink, get one. I'm going to give you a little hint before I go. You take 2 trays of ice, okay? 3 lemons. Cut them in quarters. About, say, half a cup of sugar. Put that in with the water. Put that in with the ice. Put that in with the lemons, right? A little lemon juice, and then some limoncello. Then you get, if you don't have a hand mixer, which I do have, chop it all up, grind it all up good, the lemon, everything, the price tag, who gives a shit what's on there? Just put it in the freezer for like an hour, and you made the best lemonade ever. It's unbelievable, Don't put too much limoncello in it, otherwise, you'll be sitting on the front lawn naked drinking it, but it is it's so good and so refreshing. I got my last little sip right here, so hold on. Gotta love it. So anyway, that's the show for today, Wednesday, June 5th. Thank you very much. I hope you all enjoy it. We haven't decided yet if we're going to go live because I really seriously enjoy the little chatting back and forth with each other and busting chops, and of course, all the nice things that are said too. And if I'm doing it live, I can only do it like my buddy Rubino does, Freddie Rubino. He does it afterwards. So when he does his live question and answer or his live cooking show, and he's got a hell of a following that go on to that thing. He will then on his after it's all done, when he's got time to relax, he'll go through every comment and, then interact with them. And if they're on, fine. If not, fine. So I don't know which way I'm going to do it yet. I kind of like this watch party thing, but I don't. I think more people would enjoy I don't know. You got to let me know. I don't know everything. I know everything. I know some things. I'm not stupid. I'm smart. Well, it's the way Pop wanted it. Ain't the way I wanted it. I was stepped over. If anybody doesn't know what I just did there, do me a favor. Just turn off the computer and go home. So anyway, so good night. I love you. Thank you for making this a success for what it is so far. Spread the word. Please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel. I know a lot of people kind of like me aren't too tech savvy, but you know what? Just find it, go, subscribe to it, and then go back to doing what you were doing. But I got to get those numbers up. It's only around 500. So, but on the good news, the last three shows had over 1,000 hits, views, whatever you want to call it, which is a far cry from a couple of weeks ago when we first started toying with the idea of only 200. So the word is getting out there. Just keep spreading the word, sharing it, and I appreciate you for it. So thanks. And 1, 2, 3, and now we say bam, and see you tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to see Pop. Yeah, all right, I can do it. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.